What's going on, guys? I'm Matt from SBFishing TV here with Mystery Tackle Box. Today I want to show you two awesome drop shot baits that you need to have tied on for that midsummer drop shot bite. So the two baits I'm going to show you guys today are going to be the Biospawn Plasma Tail and the Lucky John Hammer Stick. Both of these are really awesome to throw in the summertime. They both have a little bit different actions to them. The reason they're so great is that they're really small in size. The Hammer Stick is only 3.5 inches and the Plasma Tail coming in at 4.5 inches, but these are really good for getting bites when it's super tough out. All of you guys know as well as I do that in the summertime when the fish get deep and the bite just really turns off, you know, sometimes you're like, what do I do? What can I throw? I've tried everywhere, I've tried everything. Downsize a little bit and throw a drop shot, and I promise you, you guys are going to get more bites. So let's take a look at these two baits out of the package really quickly, starting with the Plasma Tail. So as I said, this is 4.5 inches long, and as you can see, it has a nice cylindrical body that kind of squeezes down towards the tail, and then it has that teardrop style tail to it. And what this does when it slenders down right here is it gives the tail a ton of action when it's in the water. It looks really good. It's a small profile bait. When the bite's tough, you throw this thing around, especially in a little bit dingy water with this color, kind of that June bug and a chartreuse tail. The fish are going to see it really well and they're going to absolutely eat this thing up. So next we're going to take a look at the Hammer Stick. So the Hammer Stick also has that same slender tail and the teardrop styled end to it, so that is also going to have really similar action to the Plasma Tail, but this one's body is a little bit fatter here and it kind of has that shad profile to it. So both of these I'm going to be fishing nose hooked, but with either of them you can fish with a small enough straight shank hook if you really are fishing a little bit heavier cover down there. The Hammer Stick actually has two slots on the top and bottom. It also has a slot in the nose, so it's really nice to throw that drop shot hook through there. But again, if you wanted to throw this, say on a Texas styled drop shot, this is definitely the way to go. The slots really help you penetrate and get through the fish's mouth, and that hook's already going to be out, but it'll still keep it a little bit more weedless. So the rod that I'm throwing my drop shot on is going to be a 7.2 medium light. I like there to be a bit of tip to it, so I'll let the fish load up on it and then I'll reel down and just lean into the fish. I'm throwing it on 20-pound braid to an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. And as far as the setup goes, I just have a little trapper hook. It's like a size 1 and then a 3/16 ounce weight. You really want to try to go as light a weight as possible, just depending on the conditions. If you have, you know, some heavier wind, you can always upsize it a bit just to make sure it gets down there.
This is Carl. He's been obsessed with fishing since he was a little tadpole. People have always said he has a unique style, that he skips to the speed of his own cast, so to speak. So when he started his own tackle shop, he did it his way, with exciting new products every month and great deals on fishing essentials. But the best part? He started a club with amazing member benefits. Go say hi to Carl at shopcarls.com.
And times that I'm going to pick up the drop shot in the summer are when the bite is just really tough. The middle of the day is a really good time to throw it when the fish are really hunkered down in that deep water. You want to fish points, you want to fish any sort of deep submerged structure that you can find, which is exactly what I'm fishing right now. Any sort of bluff walls, deep points, deep docks, and then, you know, these also work really well in shallow water too. Don't look past that. Don't think that drop shots are only meant to be fished in deep water. That is definitely not true. You can definitely crush some fish on shallow weed lines or shallow docks, wooded banks. You just don't want to get too sticky with it. You don't want to be flipping a finesse drop shot into heavy cover. So one of my favorite times to fish a drop shot is going to be in clean to semi-stained water. I really don't fish it in dirty water whatsoever. The reason for that is it's a finesse styled bait. The fish aren't going to see it, they're not going to hear it. It's really for fishing those tougher conditions when you have clean water, bluebird skies, and the fish are just a little bit finicky. That's the best time to pick this thing up. Something that's really important when you're fishing a drop shot is keeping an eye on that line, especially when it's falling. I tend to let mine fall on a slack line, but sometimes I'll cast it out and immediately close the bail if I'm fishing really deep water. I learned that trick from Mr. Aaron Martins himself, actually, in a video that I watched of his. And the reason he said he does that is because you're going to detect bites a lot better that way, especially in deeper water. So, you know, it's not like you're fishing a jig and you're just going to cast it out on a slack line. What he does is casts it out, immediately flips the bail, so it kind of has more of a pendulum to it. You're just going to let that sink all the way to the bottom. generally I'm really letting the bait do all the work for me. I don't want to move this thing too much. I want to make sure it gets bottom contact, and then I'm just gonna let it sit there. I'll give it a few hops, you know, twitch the tip of the rod a little bit just to give it a little tail movement, but other than that, I'm just gonna let that bait do all the work for me. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Make sure you check out these 2 awesome finesse baits when it gets tough this summer. Promise you tie these on a drop shot, you are definitely gonna get more bites. But make sure you hit that subscribe button on Mystery Tackle Box's YouTube channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.